welcome back to Been There, Watch That. Check us out at beentherewatchthat.com for all our previous reviews. And now we are on episode number 42, 1988. Dave's pick this week, Bull Durham.
Bull Durham, nothing like a little wintertime baseball movie.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner, Susan Sarandon, Tim Robbins. Now, isn't this such a big difference between Howard the Duck, Tim Robbins?
Do we really want to go down that trail this early?
I'm just saying. Tim Robbins made a heck of a turnaround. He went from terrible deadpan one-lines in Howard the Duck to Shawshank Redemption, which he knocked it out of the park.
Yes.
To Bull Durham, which I feel like he knocked out of the park.
Yeah, but I think Bull Durham came first, though, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
Yeah, let's get the chronology here.
Yeah. Hit us up, Joe. What are we talking about? Bull Durham.
For folks, they're wondering, Howard the Duck, go back to episode 7 if you want to check that one out.
Yes, that is my personal favorite and the most entertaining episode we have done, in my opinion. So definitely check that one out. So in Durham, North Carolina, the Bulls minor league baseball team has one asset no other can claim. The poetry-loving groupie named Annie Savoy, played by Susan Sarandon. As the team's season begins, Annie selects a brash new recruit, Ebby Calvin LaLouche, played by Tim Robbins, whom she christens Nuke to inspire with the religion of baseball. Nuke also receives guidance from veteran player Crash Davis, played by Kevin Costner, who settles Nuke's erratic pitching and teaches him to follow the catcher's lead.
Yeah, when you say erratic pitching, it's like comically erratic.
Yeah.
He's hitting the mascot because he tries to sling it in there super hard and it's not accurate with it. Sometimes.
Yeah. Typical wild child with a mentor.
Yes.
So I felt like, if you're going to knock it out of the park, knock it out of the park. And yes, I'm referring to my movie pick. You're welcome. A little play on words there for you. So, yeah. Did you go over the cast?
Not yet.
Let's hit the cast, because
right.
This is a weird one for me, because it has like 3, maybe 4 strong cast members, and then the rest you never heard of.
Total, just extras almost.
Yeah.
So it stars Kevin Costner, who plays Crash Davis, and he's known for Dances with Wolves, Robin Hood and Prince of Thieves, and The Bodyguard. Susan Sarandon plays Annie Savoy. She's known for Thelma and Louise and Stepmom. Tim Robbins plays Nuke, and he's known for Howard the Duck and Shawshank Redemption, which both are in our archives.
Yeah.
Trey Wilson plays Skip, and he's known for Raising Arizona and Twins. Robert Wool plays Larry. He's known for Arliss, Batman, and Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah. I forgot about Good Morning Vietnam with him. Did a good job in that movie, too.
Kind of snuck that one in on you.
Yeah.
You'll have to help me out, but who did he play in this one?
He played the assistant manager.
That guy was good.
Yeah, he did the whole, come on, better, come on, let's go, out of the dugout.
Yep.
William O'Leary plays Jimmy, and he's known for Hot Shots and Home Improvement. And David Neerdorf, thank you, plays Bobby, and he's known for Platoon and Hoosiers.
Huh, yeah. Pretty cool. All right. So let's get right at it. What'd you guys think? A little Bull Durham for you, a little 80s action.
Yeah. Not my favorite 80s movie, but...
Did you have a hate list?
No.
Okay, well, not that bad.
Yeah, but Justin also didn't have a hate list last week with
my gosh.
Die Hard.
I know.
And completely curveballed us on that one.
So, Joe, what did you think? This is an 80s movie without any explosions or gunshots. There was a little bit of fighting and, a little bit of action here and there, but...
It wasn't it's not in my typical wheelhouse of movies.
Yep.
So it was a little different for me.
Okay. Little sketch comedy.
Yeah.
Lots of one-liners.
Yeah, just looking around out on the internet, what other people are saying. I mean, very high reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
Yeah.
People really like this movie.
It's a staple.
Yeah, extremely high ratings on.
I wonder how much of it is folks that are like love baseball, because a lot of the comments I see are like, "This is a great baseball movie."
Yeah. I mean, it's a rom-com.
Yeah.
But it is based around baseball. It's got a lot. I don't know. So when I watched it, I was thinking about it as I went to pull it up because I've seen it before, and I was just like, well, Kevin Costner does a good job. He plays Here's what I felt like. I felt like Kevin Costner was the right age for this movie. You know, yeah, he's older, but that's kind of what they're looking for, an older, more mature catcher.
Right.
Tim Robbins, tall, gangly, kind of looked athletic enough to be a pitcher. And you got Susan Sarandon, who's kind of at the end of her career as a woman, playing in that role of, you know, a woman that can pull off getting a 20-year-old guy.
Right.
You know, and you got Millie, who's the big business owner's wild child daughter, and you know, and it's based around Bull Durham baseball, minor league baseball, that everybody just kind of has an affinity for because that's American sport.
Right.
But you know, it is something kind of whimsical about going to the small ballpark and watching baseball and following your local team and
Oh yeah, because I love
riding
going,
on a bus.
I love going to our local
Power Park.
Yeah, the Power Park.
Oh,
Although
yeah.
it's Charleston Dirty Birds now.
Is it really?
Yeah, they just changed their name.
Okay. Dirty
Is
Birds.
this based on a book, or who's Ron Shelter, writer/director? Ron Shelton.
I don't know.
That's another thing I would see in the comments. People are like, "Oh, Shelton did a great job with writing this or whatever."
Well, I thought I saw somewhere that he was a former minor league
Yeah.
baseball player,
He
and
did
in
5
his
or 6
downtime, he went to the movies, so he wrote his own movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, just for context.
So he wrote books Church of Baseball,
Ah,
Making a
okay.
Bull Durham, Home Runs, Bad Calls, Crazy Fights, Big Swings, and a Hit. He's done a couple TV shows, but it's Sport in America Are Defining Stories. And then, yeah, that's...
We've talked a little bit about
Oh.
the evolution of Tim Robbins.
He did White Man Can't Jump and Hollywood Homicide and Tin Cup.
Bull Durham, 1988, Shawshank, 1994. So I think in that 6 years he did a lot of work on his acting. 'Cause I think
Yes.
we're still not super far removed from
Howard the
Duck
Duck.
territory,
Yeah.
which was in 1986. Now we're in 88, so he only had 2 years to practice. And
Well,
he might have been my least favorite character. I thought he was pretty over the top goofy, but
Yeah, I just couldn't. I think if I hadn't seen Shawshank, it would have been a different experience for me.
Right.
But after seeing Shawshank and then watching,
where he's more remorse.
yeah, and watch him act almost like a goober, it was like, I'm sorry, not selling for me. And then when I was doing my Would You Rather list,
Yeah.
it completely changed everything.
Really?
Yes.
Let's do that then.
Okay.
the segment. We need a little jingle.
Yeah, we do need a jingle.
So, would you rather for Nuke LaLoosh, or other options besides
Tim
besides
Robbins?
Mr. Robbins is Anthony Michael Hall.
Nah, not athletic enough.
Okay, what about David Duchovny?
Nope, not goofy enough.
I don't know. I could see it maybe.
David Duchovny? He's like the alien guy, right?
Yeah, X-Files, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You just had to have some, like when he doesn't listen to Crash the first time and the guy hits it out of the park, and then the second time he doesn't listen to him, he gives the overextended head nod.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of, Tim Robbins played that right. I can't see David Duchovny being that, like, sarcastic-y
Right.
funny.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think David Duchovny could do it. But what about Charlie Sheen?
But see, as he did Major League.
Yeah, but this would have been before Major League.
I know. I'm just saying, after seeing him in Major League, I kind of don't think so because, man, he fit the just got out of jail bad boy profile.
Yeah, but I think he could.
Perfect.
This is where it changed it for me because I think I would much rather have seen Charlie Sheen in this role than Tim Robbins.
How old was he in '88? Born in '65, so he would have been 23. So yeah, maybe it's just he'd have to
Maybe.
he'd have to look like a kid so that Costner's character could come in and kind of mentor him.
Right.
He couldn't be like looking the same age as Kevin Costner.
But I think Charlie Sheen could have pulled it off with the baby face look and
Yeah, maybe.
and seeing him in real life when he had his kind of his mental breakdown there a few years ago, where he was just kind of cocky and arrogant.
Yeah.
And
Winning.
Yeah. I think after seeing that, I was like, I could honestly completely see him playing this role and just playing it to the T. I seen that as like, you know what? I think I'd much rather have seen Charlie Sheen in this role rather than Tim Robbins, especially now seeing him in a Shawshank Redemption role just kind of changed my opinion on it.
Yeah, I think he kind of grew into Shawshank Redemption though.
Yeah.
And that fit
Well,
him.
like Justin said, he had a few years to
Yeah.
to hone his craft.
6 years, yeah.
All right. So possibly. We'll go possibly
Yeah.
with Charlie Sheen.
Costner looked pretty young in this one, I thought.
Yeah.
But he was 33-ish at the time.
Really?
Born in 55.
Wow.
Yeah, he'd been 33. Susan Sarandon was 42.
He looked young to me. He looked, I mean, this is the youngest I'd ever seen Kevin Costner in a movie. So it's kind of like, whoa. Dances with Wolves, probably the first one I ever saw.
Huh.
Got any more, would you rather?
Yes. Now we're moving on to Crash Davis, and I have 3 options here. Jeff Bridges.
Crash Davis, Jeff Bridges. I don't know. I'll defer to Dave on this.
No, I don't think so.
Doesn't quite seem believable as
No.
a baseball player.
No.
Like a good baseball player.
No.
Costner, you could picture him out there playing ball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not so much whoever you said.
because he looks athletic. He, and he's actually played a baseball pitcher in what was that movie called? Huh?
Field of Dreams.
No. Well, no. There's another one where he's a Billy Holt, maybe? No, Billy Chappell.
Billy Chapel.
Yeah, the character's name is Billy Chappell, and he's a Major League Baseball pitcher. What the heck? Now I'm going to have to go look it up.
Okay, while you're looking that one up, how about Don Johnson?
Nah.
I gotta
Maybe.
I gotta Google him.
Nash Bridges, Miami Vice.
Maybe.
Don Johnson. Yeah, I think. Yeah, maybe.
He was born in 49, so he'd be.
He'd be over 40 at that point.
Yeah.
Huh.
He'd be late 30s.
Yeah, early 40. Yeah.
Okay.
Now this one I cannot see at all. Bruce Willis.
Nah, definitely not.
What do you think, Justin?
No.
So going from Die Hard to Bull Durham, I just don't.
For the love of the game, that's the one where he's a pitcher.
Okay, for the love of the game.
Yeah.
Yep, Dave's getting the pin out.
Uh-oh.
I saw another one.
So that's all I have for Crash Davis. Now moving on to Annie.
Okay. Man, you gotta have to have a humdinger to outrun Susan Sarandon for this role.
Well, they're kind of doubled down on the list, so this is going to be interesting.
Okay.
Carrie Fisher.
No. Well,
Justin?
actually, I take that back. Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Justin, what do you think? We're talking Princess Leia here.
Yeah, maybe. It's not a total. I'm not gonna totally shoot it down.
Not a complete write-off. Okay, what about Deborah Winger?
I don't know about that one.
Urban Cowboy, An Officer and a Gentleman. Terms of Endearment.
Yeah. She could do it.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, I think she could as well.
Justin?
So,
Scarface, Dangerous
Yeah.
Minds.
just wanted to check.
Well, and I'm coming back
her
from.
age.
I can see her in a movie with not Richard Gere, but Salt and Pepper guy from the medical show.
George Clooney?
George Clooney. She was in a movie with George Clooney, One Fine Day,
Okay.
and she did a really good job of kind of being that little bit older, sexier lady. I could see her doing it.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. What about Melanie Griffith?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, got some options here.
Sybil Shepherd.
Gotta Google that one.
Okay, she had her own show in the 90s called Sybil.
Maybe. Huh. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Justin, what do you think?
I'm not very familiar with her, but just
Okay.
looking at some pictures, got the look.
Okay. What about Kelly McGillis? She's in Top Gun.
Yeah, I could see her doing it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kim Basinger.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm having to Google all these.
Come on, Justin, man. You gotta get up with your 80s actors here, and actresses.
That's what I'm on this show for, so I can
Kim
get
Basinger.
educated.
Kim Basinger was in Batman, 8 Mile, L.A. Confidential. I could see her in this role, but she did really good in Batman.
I don't know. It doesn't look. I don't know. I'm not totally sold on that one.
Well, now, Justin, you're seeing pictures of her now. You got to think this was
Yeah.
80s. This was 80s, and there was no high definition.
Yeah, this is
I
true.
will say, Susan Sarandon. I don't know what age she's trying to portray in the movie, but even in the 80s, she looked like an older lady.
Yes.
In a way. She has
Yes.
that look to her. It's kind of
Well, yeah, she's always looked mature,
right.
Yes.
which I think is a good thing. But
Now, this one, I want to hear your guys' take on it, because I don't think this would work, but that's just me. Glenn Close.
yeah,
Really?
well, back in she played in a movie with Kurt Russell, maybe. Somebody where she was like the other woman in an affair, and then it was just crazy.
Okay.
But I could see her kind of pulling it off.
I don't know. Justin, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm on the fence on that one.
She does a good job. She's a good actress.
Well, I'm not questioning that. I'm just when I think Glenn Close, first thing I go to is the live version of 101 Dalmatians when we was a kid, and she played Cruella DeVille. So I in my
Fatal
mind,
Attraction. Fatal Attraction
Attraction.
with Kirk Douglas.
Okay.
Look that one up. You'll see what I mean.
Okay, I'm pulling it up. Okay, I see it now. Okay.
And she plays like a vixen. Like she is
Okay.
very good looking in it, but yet kind of mature.
Oh, there's that other movie she's in I was wanting to see. 4 Good Days.
4 Good Days.
Yeah, it's for 2020.
Okay.
It has her and the Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
Mila played emerging from a detox clinic. A young addict tries to stay clean while living with her mother for the next 4 days. It looks like it's going to be really good. I need to add that to my list.
Yeah, I don't do this. Anyway, so yeah, Glenn Close back in the Fatal Attraction days, which is 1987, by the way.
So yeah, it would have been right on the heels of that. So.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. What else?
That's it for.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it for. Would you rather?
You guys ready to guess the budget?
Ooh.
Need another jingle for this segment.
Oh,
Guess the budget.
Da-da-da, da-da-da. Until Joe figures out how to get us some jingles, you gotta just deal with mine.
Yeah.
That's all our budget can afford.
Yeah.
Just like a little bell or something. Any guesses?
25 million.
I just think there aren't a lot of special effects or anything like that, but you got a lot of ballpark stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna say at least 20 million or so.
9.
9 million?
Really?
Wow.
Opening weekend made 5 million. When it's all said and done, made 50 million. So wasn't a bust.
Nice.
Critically acclaimed.
Interesting.
So the character Annie, her name actually comes from a baseball term that they call them Annies. They're known as baseball groupies.
Right.
Well, I got a lot of facts here.
Okay.
So the director, of course, was a minor league player, and then Kurt Russell had agreed to play Crash Davis when he returned but he went out of town, and when he came back, Kevin Costner won the part. Mel Gibson, Harrison Ford were also considered for the role.
Okay, so I didn't know that, so let's add those
Yeah.
to the Would You Rather list.
Yeah.
Could you see?
I could see.
Maybe Harrison, not Mel.
Yeah, not Mel Gibson, but Harrison Ford for sure.
Okay.
He's kind of older and wiser. And Costner won the part because he insisted they go to the batting cages to show how much he wanted to roll because he could hit a baseball.
Okay, did you guys see him switch hitting throughout? I didn't catch it. Cena caught it, and she said, "Did you see that?"
He's a lefty.
Yeah, but he also batted right
Okay.
because he He batted
The
right
batting
once.
cages, he was,
Yeah, he was at
Yeah,
the
in
ball
the batting
field.
cages, he did hit right-handed.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I didn't catch it, and he's actually a switch hitter in real life. Because I thought, well, maybe that was just a continuity error.
Yeah.
And nope, he's a true switch hitter.
which is tough, I think.
Yeah, because I have a hard enough time trying to hit the ball one way.
Yeah.
So Orion Pictures wanted Michael Anthony Hall to play the pitcher role,
Yeah.
but he showed up 30 minutes late. And when he did arrive, he admitted he hadn't read the script. So they got mad at him and said, "Never mind," because They said, "All right, let's meet again tomorrow." And then Hall only read half the script. So the director was so annoyed with him, he walked out and said, "Sorry."
So 3 strikes and he was out.
Yeah. And Charlie Sheen had already committed to 8 Men Out. And Robbins also had an offer to be in that film, but he passed because he could throw a baseball and he chose to play Nuke instead.
Huh.
And then the studio thought Susan Sarandon was too old, so she showed up at one of the executives' desks because Tom Mount, who was a producer, said, "Hey, go in this guy's office in a tight dress and lean over his desk for a half hour. Just find something to talk about." And she did that, and she said, "Yep, after that deal, like, okay, she can play the part."
Wow, the 80s.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, could you imagine the lawsuit would come out of that today?
Oh my gosh. So, yeah, the catcher-pitcher relationship is all based on a real story, and actually they had a guy named Crash Davis, who was a catcher, and he agreed to use their name as long as when he found out that the guy got the girl at the end of the movie, he's like, "Yep, you can use my name." And the rainout was real. They did. One of the teams didn't want to play, so they turned on the sprinkler system in the middle of the night. But the general manager of the home team wanted the game to play, so he hired a helicopter to come dry the field out. And they had 1,000 fans that showed up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So what kind?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And get this, and they thought Crash Davis, the baseball player, they thought he was dead, but then they figured out he was alive, and then so they had to get him to agree to use his name.
So here's what I can't wrap my head around. It's the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of money and or connections did that owner have to call somebody and say, "Hey,
A helicopter.
I got a crazy request.
Yeah.
I need you to bring your helicopter and just
Yeah.
hover over my field for
Dry it out.
30 minutes, whatever."
Yeah.
What kind of money connections did that owner have to make that happen?
Yeah, back then maybe helicopter fuel wasn't so expensive, but I agree with you.
Yeah,
Who
but what
knows?
kind of-
I mean, I don't know anybody that has a helicopter. Not that I
Exactly.
would, but
Exactly. I mean, I know a couple people that have airplanes, but
yeah.
not a helicopter. I mean, I don't think,
Huh.
on that grand scheme of things, it's not really that big of a difference. But still, how could you just happen to have at this point in the 80s or in the 60s a Rolodex
Yep.
with somebody that has a helicopter handy and
Yeah,
is
yeah.
available?
So they also had Paula Abdul. She choreographed Tim Robbins' dance moves out on the dance floor. Got mad when she figured out they weren't going to have any lines for her because she thought she was getting a couple lines in the film, and stormed off screaming.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, and it
Yeah,
wasn't shot in the spring. It was shot in the fall, so they had to paint the grass green, and they did a lot of the games at night because that way you couldn't see the trees' leaves turning.
Yeah, but Paula, I think she made it all right. I mean, she did grow up to be a fly girl and In Living Color, so I think she did all right with not having any lines in Bull Durham.
So the wedding scene was full of Pink Floyd fans. So when they had the wedding out on the field, they needed extras, and they didn't have a lot of cash, so they convinced the Pink Floyd fans to come straight from the band's Chapel Hill concert to the Durham Athletic Field for an after party. How
Hey,
cool
it
is that?
works. It
Yeah,
works.
You're going to be in a wedding in the movie, so just come straight over after your concert and we'll get it done.
Okay, yeah, so you get to go to a concert, and oh, by the way, how about a free after party?
Yeah,
And all you have to do is stand in a certain area
yeah, yeah.
and don't be bothering any of the
Yeah.
characters.
Cheer a little bit during the game and watch a wedding go down.
Yeah.
Huh.
Now, I thought this was cool. The Bull billboard offering a free steak
Yeah.
if it gets tagged by a home run was created for the film. That wasn't there.
Really? That wasn't a real deal?
No. But the real-life team kept it even after moving to a newer, bigger stadium, Durham Bulls Athletic Park.
Yeah.
Even today, if a player hits a bull on the fly with a home run, he wins a free steak from a local restaurant, and if the player hits the grass that the bull stands on, he wins a free salad.
That's
I thought,
funny.
now that's cool.
Yeah. Now, Trey Wilson, who played the manager Joe Riggins, he died like a couple months right after that from cerebral hemorrhage.
I seen that. That was crazy.
40 years old, yeah.
A couple months after the movie shot?
Yeah, like after it released.
Yeah.
Dang.
Wow. So the Baseball Hall of Fame scheduled, then canceled an anniversary celebration of the film. Hall of Fame president and former Reagan White House staffer Dale Petrosky canceled a planned 15th anniversary celebration of the film in 2003 out of fear that Robbins and Sarandon would share their views against the Iraq War. Huh.
Letting politics interrupt a good thing.
Yeah.
So did you guys catch the scene where the Bulls have returned from the road trip and Annie's wearing a black veil?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is because of a previous scene where Annie attends Max Patkin's funeral, and that was which was deleted in post-production. Ron Shelton had written the scene where Max was killed in a car crash during the season.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting. And they had to keep that scene in there, though.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know that you see him anymore after that.
Well, you wouldn't, because he died.
That's what I mean, but they didn't say that because he was
Right.
at the first game, and then he was, back and forth in a couple games.
Yes.
And then gone. All right, so is there any scenes? What scene stands? Let's play the fun game. What scene stands out most in your mind? What was most poignant?
Justin, you want to go first?
So from here on out, when you hear about Bull Durham, what scene's in your head?
Go ahead, Joe.
Okay.
Just
Okay,
ping
well,
pong this answer back and forth.
I have two.
Okay.
The first one and my all-time favorite out of the whole movie is watching the announcer in the press box on the away games.
Yeah.
Sitting there clacking
Tap
the
the
hammers.
hammer,
Yeah.
the wooden
and then
hammers
pushing
together.
the button for the crowd cheer. I was like, oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like that is 1960s
Yeah.
baseball.
Yeah.
So I like that one. And then the scene where Nuke and Crash they're sitting on the bus and Crash is tired of his nonsense and grabs the guitar and they get into their little spat. And the manager
Yeah.
thinks, okay, so these guys are slugging it out.
Yeah.
And the assistant manager comes back there and thinks that they're fighting over trying to learn how to throw a pitch. It's like, really?
How to throw a breaking ball. Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on, give me a ball. Give me a ball. Yeah.
Are you that stupid?
I think he just rolled with it, whatever.
Yeah.
Baseball manager of a bunch of kids that are 20-year-olds. Justin, what about you?
I don't know. Probably Susan Sarandon steps out. She was pretty steamy in this movie.
Justin,
seduction-
taken by the older lady.
Seduction scenes going on in there. Or when she's trying to seduce Tim Robbins, and he's on a winning streak.
Yeah, and he's not buying.
So he got
Rechanneling all his sexual energy.
Yeah, he got some advice that he should resist temptations until he lost. Then he shows back up later. He's like, I lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think anytime I think of the movie, I think of where she's like, have you ever been tied up? And she ties him up in bed. And he's like, all right, I've read about stuff like this. And then she reads poetry to him all night. And I'm just like, yep. That stands out just because I thought it was so funny, Woohoo, I heard about stuff like this.
Yeah, the look on his face when he realizes she's just going to be reading from a classic novel or something like that.
That, and I like that scene. And then I like when he hits the bull and he does the hands up. He's like, sorry, sorry. That's kind of the epitome of the movie. He's just a knucklehead.
When he got a home run, the guy hit the home run off of him, or?
No, when he hits the mascot, the bull mascot.
Oh, okay.
He's just kind of like, oh, and he puts his hands up, and he's like, ooh, I know that's bad, ooh. And then I do like the one-liner Kevin Costner throws out when he tells him the pitch, and he's like, anything flying that far that fast should have a stewardess on it, don't you think?
Yeah.
But anyway, so some good one-liners. But
I was a little scratching my head a little bit that he got called up to the majors. Tim Robbins' character did. Nuke.
You throw 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah. But just how bad some of his other pitches were.
Yeah, but he got him in control. He,
Yeah.
into the season, he was moving some pitches there.
Yeah, throughout the movie, like early on, you're like, okay, he's gonna turn it around. He just keeps like screwing it up over and over.
Yeah, epitome of baseball.
Yep.
And I like it. They had the little nuances in there, like when the assistant manager comes out to the mound, and they're all arguing because these eyelids are jammed and blah blah blah, and the assistant manager's like, "What's the problem?" Well, they're getting married, and we don't know what to give. Well, candlesticks are always appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Jose's chicken is, his bat's jinxed from his wife, and he needs a live rooster, and that whole scene was kind of funny.
Yep.
But I don't know. Welcome to a baseball movie.
Yeah.
There are a lot of good baseball movies out there, but this is one of the originals, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so just massive mop buckets, right? Because that's what we do around this joint. I throw out good movies, you guys appreciate it, and we move on.
Dave, did you hit your head on the way into work this morning?
Yeah, I should have known better. There's no explosions, no gunfire. There is a fight. Come on now. How'd you like it when he threw the baseball through the window during the bar scene fight?
Yeah. Just steps out back.
I was thinking about that after the
There's
movie.
the
I was like, how much guts would it take to stand there and not even flinch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now after seeing his first game, the odds are, he's not going to hit you. But 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10 maybe. But you just stand there and be willing to take it.
Costner, when he's got that look in his eye, I mean, definitely plays the part well, like somebody you don't want to mess with, and like somebody that would come in and knock some sense into this young guy, the Tim Robbins character, Nick.
How did you like his little spiel? I thought he did a great job when he gave his spiel in Susan Sarandon's house when she's like, "Well, what do you believe in?" I believe in the curveball, the non-designated hitter, and long, slow kiss that lasts for 3 months, and that whole spiel.
Yeah.
I thought that was good.
I thought that was a little crazy, but a little over the top.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to give a "what do you believe in" speech, hey, throw it all out there.
Yeah.
Lee Harvey Oswald acted by himself.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, like I'll just keep harking back to Vision Quest. To me, that was much more enjoyable 80s sports movie. This one, some of the macho back and forth between Costner and Tim Robbins' characters, seems a little dated or a little, I don't know.
Oh, it was the 80s.
A little over the top, a little cheesy.
Yeah, like when he said, "I wanted to announce my presence with authority." And they're arguing on the mound.
I wish I could remember some of the quotes.
I liked it when he would walk out to the mound and they'd always throw the ball to Crash and not to Tim Robbins, and he always tried to get him to. I was like, yep. They know who the veteran is. But there's little subtle, who's in charge moments I liked. But, yeah. I don't know, to bring it, you guys play Little League or anything like that? Bring any nostalgia back?
I was usually on the bench.
Listen, I didn't play Little League.
I was there, I didn't play.
I was a catcher all through Little League and Senior League, so I kind of liked it because of the nostalgia. But I don't know, I thought the music was good. They had the Center Field, whoever sings, J. Kyle's band maybe that sings that. Yeah. But it had the nice little music. I thought the music fitted the movie. Yeah, easy watch. Did Cena watch it?
Yes.
What'd you think?
She was kind of on the fence.
Boring.
It wasn't her all-time favorite, but I don't think she completely hated it.
Yeah, a little rom-com for her.
Right. Well, she's not really a rom-com type.
Okay. Did you guys like it when they went to the backyard and he didn't want to throw hard to the girl in the dress and then threw one through her window? She had him in the backyard. She said, "We got to work on Fernando Valenzuela, looking through your third eye and the lizard eye like the guava iguanas."
Yeah, what was she thinking?
Well, I just mean I like that he's like, "I'm not going to throw harder, I'm going to hurt her." And she's like, "Yeah, she's handled better pitchers than you, pal."
Yeah.
Put one in there.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I don't know.
It's a very simple game. You throw the ball, you catch the ball,
You hit the ball.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes it rains.
Yeah.
And if you think about that, yeah, that's pretty much sums it all up.
Yeah. I thought there's a lot of life's wisdoms in this movie that I kind of liked. If you caught them all, because scenes like that. And I liked when the manager came to Crash. And he's like, "Hey, and he's like, they're kids, scare them." You kind of see that wisdom being batted around a little bit, and it's not just sports wisdom; it's life's wisdom.
Right.
How to deal with the younger generation that just isn't wanting to buy in yet. Create that culture, and you can do that anywhere.
That whole scene at the end where Kevin Costner gets Tim Robbins to punch him in the face by like egging him on in a bar, and then the whole thing you realize was him trying to teach him a lesson that if you're gonna punch a guy in a bar, you never punch him with like your moneymaker, your right hand, because that's what you pitch with. That's gonna make you $1 million contract. So he's like, what hand did you punch me with? Your left. He's like, all right, good.
Good. You paid attention.
That was kind of crazy and over the top, but also kind of entertaining.
Yeah, I didn't like that scene as much.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they had to show that he was jealous and bitter because he didn't get his shot, but that was a bit much.
Yeah, he really took a bit of a dark turn there at the end. But then he and Annie get together at the end. It's like,
yeah, I did like though at the end Tim Robbins getting an interview and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just here for the team." Yeah, quoting word for word what he learned on the bus. So it had, like I say, I felt like a lot of life's little wisdoms thrown in this movie, but not necessarily just the baseball, but in life in general. So that's what I liked about it, and then it had a little bit of comedy.
For me, the stars are almost, I don't know, I almost liked the peripheral characters.
Yeah.
Yes. In this one.
The assistant manager was really good.
I thought they were having them, the stars of the movie, take some pretty big swings with some of these lines they were having to say, and that assistant manager was just funny. I thought it. But some of the interaction between Nuke and Crash, I thought were a little over the top.
Yeah, it kind of had a better supporting cast than it did main stars.
Yeah.
And they were having, Susan Sarandon's character had to be just like this over the top floozy, and she had some funny stuff, but also some kind of cringy stuff, I thought. But
yeah, like when she lays down her rules for the season. So I pick one guy for the season. Yeah. I was like, oh, it made me cringe. It's like, what adult would say that? But anyway.
That's her just love of baseball, that she's like this floozy.
Yeah.
And trying to make baseball players better by sleeping with them.
And what I just couldn't wrap my head around is like, everybody knows what she's there for, and they let it go on.
Oh yeah. Well, as the assistant manager said, "Oh, that's great. If you got with Andy, you're gonna have a great season."
Yeah.
So he was excited because now they got a pitcher that's gonna have a great season.
Yeah. I just like, really. So my next question is, my follow-up question is how long do they let this go on before before Annie gets too old and they're like, you know what? Sorry, Annie. This is the last season before you'd offer your service.
You're retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't 100% buy the idea of Tim Robbins and her. The age gap seemed a little wide to me, but
well, I mean,
that he was like head over heels about this older lady. But
if you're a minor league baseball player in a small town,
because early on in the movie, he's like, hooking up with a younger girl, and then somebody's like head over heels over Susan Sarandon's character. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's a little suspect.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, we'll rate this baby up. I feel like you guys are done.
Okay. I want to give it a higher score, but I can't.
Oh boy.
Okay, good. I'm not alone then.
I think, if I was more into baseball and I saw this at the time, I don't know. I'm trying to put it in. I'm trying not to be too harsh on it.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean,
1988.
It's a movie for today's rating.
But I thought, looking at the time frame, 2 years after Howard the Duck, I don't think, in some ways, Tim Robbins came leaps and bounds ahead in his acting ability. He and Nuke, some of their interactions, I was kind of thought maybe weren't written great, that they're a little over the top and ridiculous, but I don't know. I don't think I can rate it any other way than how I actually perceived it when I watched it last night, so I'm gonna go small on this one.
A small?
Yeah.
Holy
But
cow.
it's weird because I go on the internet and people are like, this is the best daggone sports movie ever.
What was last week's movie?
Die Hard.
What'd you give it?
Small, but I wanted to give it a bird.
Oh, jeez. Justin's in a dark place.
Yeah.
I'm almost
How
scared.
is this a small?
I'm almost scared of my pick now.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Joe?
Well, my pick or my
Yeah.
my vote.
Yeah, what's your popcorn rating?
Okay. Mine's a little better than Justin's.
It's,
Not by much.
you don't even have a hate list.
Okay, well,
Well,
Wow.
he kind of had an unofficial hate list with Tim Robbins.
yeah, Robbins. Yeah. All three of the main characters
Yeah.
are flirting with the hate list on this.
Oh my gosh. How is that possible?
So
I
It's
feel like
weird,
a small. You gotta
'cause
be hurting to watch a small.
I'm going totally against the consensus here too, because this is a high rated
Yeah.
movie.
yeah, when I
mean,
looked it up last night, I
There's
couldn't
nothing
believe.
offensive about it.
So now I'm
A
not.
little bit of baseball, a little bit of sex, a little bit of comedy. Good guy wins out in the end.
No explosions.
No explosions or gunshots. This was the '80s, though. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, so
Okay,
Joe,
so-
go ahead.
Some
So-
chuckles here and there, but overall I didn't enjoy it.
So Justin, I had to say, you're gonna be with good company. I had to give this one an overflowing small.
Oh man.
You guys are un-American. You're both communists. You hate baseball.
Hey, I love the Sandlot though. Does that count for anything?
No, not in this case. Man.
Okay, what
Maybe
about
I'm
the
just
Sandlot Rookie of the Year?
Overflowing small.
Maybe
Yes.
I'm not into rom-com baseball movies. I don't know what it was, but
Okay, so here's my.
You're both the Grinch. Coming off
Yeah,
bad
but, okay,
Christmas season.
okay, yeah, but I gave Die Hard a large, so I mean, did I not get any
That's
little?
because it had tons of explosions, some
Yeah.
rockets, and lots of gunfire that never ever ended.
you gave that one a large. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, jeez.
So
Joseph.
well, here's my reasoning. Tim Robbins, I enjoyed him in Howard the Duck. This was almost painful. It's like he
Really?
completely missed the mark for me.
Huh.
And then when I seen last night on Would You Rather have Charlie Sheen, I thought, okay, if Charlie Sheen was in there, that would have been a medium popcorn at a minimum.
Oh man.
So-
Charlie Sheen makes it?
Yes.
He did Major League though. I don't know.
Yeah, so I seen that, and I was like, okay, if Charlie Sheen would have been in the Nuke role, that would have bumped it up to a medium at a minimum. I would have bought in a lot better, but just Tim Robbins in this one. I think what it is after seeing him in Shawshank, that set the bar too high for me. Because with Howard the Duck, you guys said that was the worst of the worst. So it's like, okay. So then when I seen Shawshank, that shot his value way too high compared to Bull Durham.
Yeah.
And then I had my, expectancy at like a 9 or a 10 for Tim Robbins, and I watched it, and it's like it shot it down he way underperformed. I was like, okay, this, I'm going to have to really rate this one pretty hard.
Because it's in a lot of scenes. I mean, it's kind of
Yeah,
hard to get away from him.
yeah.
If you're not
Yeah.
into his performance, you're gonna have to suffer through it.
Okay, so Justin, since we're in the same boat on this, just I'm
I'm
a
shaking
little-
my head, boys, in disappointment.
So my question, Justin, is it Tim Robbins acting in this one, or is just too much Tim Robbins screen time?
Or is it the movie? Yeah, that's a good question, Joe. Is it the movie overall, or just your hate for Tim Robbins?
No, I didn't phrase it like that.
That's what we're coming to. That's what it boils down to. Do you just hate Tim Robbins that much?
Not 100% his fault, because there's somebody writing him and making him say and do the things that he's having to do. So I think the situations they're putting him in this movie, but also the way he's trying to, I don't know.
Kind of a
His
mixed
whole
bag of
acting,
both.
Yeah, it's everything. Yeah.
D all the above.
Yeah.
Okay, Dave, so now that we've dumped on one of your favorites.
It's not one of my favorites. And you got to keep in mind, this was the default movie.
Okay.
But I feel like it's a staple. For me, it's an overflowing medium.
Okay.
I feel like you can sit down and watch it for the most part with anybody.
Okay.
The only drawback I would say is it's not exactly child friendly because it does have like a little bit of a wild sex scene right in the beginning.
Right.
And
know,
the end,
and then,
too, it kind of caps off with...
yeah, and it's kind of it has that sexual theme throughout.
Right.
Yeah.
So, not quite child friendly, but teenager up. But easy to watch. Some good one-liners here and there.
Mm-hmm.
It has a little bit of baseball action in it. And again, a little bit of romance, a little bit of comedy, some funny lines.
But now, if you're a fan of Tim Robbins' work, this is leaning more towards Howard the Duck Tim Robbins, not Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, I mean, he's a goofy. They call him Nuke. So, I'll tell you everything you need to know about him. And meat. Nuke and meat. So, I thought Kevin Costner and Susan Sarandon carried it pretty well.
Yes.
And especially the assistant manager as a beeline character.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
A lot of little nuances that I enjoyed. Like the guy,
Some of the other beeline characters were just totally forgettable. Some of the other players on the team.
Yeah, baseball team. Yeah. I like the guy that, taking the voodoo on his wooden bat with the chicken bone cross.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Little scenes like that, So, all right, overflowing medium for me, you scoundrels. We got to find my good movies here.
I'll go overflowing small.
You guys are putting me in a bad way. I don't want to hear it now, Justin.
I'll bump mine up a little bit.
I don't want to hear it.
You made a good case.
I don't want to hear it.
Well, that's as far as we're going.
We're gonna have to start paying for movies, boys. That's all I'm saying. We got to get back on a good list here.
Yeah.
Well, no, I may have us.
I was gonna say, Joe,
rut.
you're in a tough spot here because if you don't pull out a good one,
well, we had to get some dumpers at some point because we was if you remember before Christmas break we was going through a string of movies. It's like we was all giving high marks.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Academy Award nominated for Best Original Screenplay, so there's clearly I'm out of step with
Justin,
critics and everyone.
I don't think you are, but I don't get it either because I seen IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes last night and it's like extremely high ratings and I just could not believe.
I know where you're going, Joe.
Where are you going?
You are going to Goodwill Hunting.
No.
Oh, really?
I did the algorithms last night.
Okay.
All right, next week will be episode 43, Joe's pick.
Joe's
Yes.
pick. All right, you got your pick then.
So I have my pick.
The algorithms have spoken.
Yes. And we're going with a Marissa Tomei movie.
My cousin Vinny?
Yep.
No way.
Yes. Man,
the two
you got
Utes?
that right.
The
yeah.
two Utes.
The Utes, yes.
Have you ever seen The Wrestler with Mickey O'Rourke?
Yes.
That's a sad-ass movie.
Yes, it is.
Gosh. I could see that, though.
That's a tough one to watch.
It is.
It
hurts.
I only watched it once.
Yeah.
And I think the way it ended, it hurt me so bad I just wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah, I just felt sorry for him because that's how that works, man. Back in the 80s, those guys bled for nothing.
Yeah.
Pennies. And then got left with nothing.
Yes.
How sad is it that you're going to these little conventions setting up these old toys, and trying to make a couple dollars here and there.
And now it's a booming business.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
John Cena's in movies because of The Rock.
Yeah. Yeah, The Rock's like the highest paid actor in Hollywood now.
The two Utes.
Yes. Man, I am shocked because I was going to say Joe Pesci, and he's like, no, they'll figure it out right off. And I just said Marissa Tomei, and man, you nailed it.
She's famous for that.
Why?
She's in The Wrestler, too, though.
I completely forgot about that.
Yep, she's the dancer.
That's right.
Well, I'm sure, Dave, you've seen this, obviously.
Oh, yeah, this is a staple.
Am I the only one that hasn't seen this one?
What is a Ute?
Two Utes. My cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
Ralph
Have you seen it, Joe?
Pistachio.
It's been a long time.
Marissa Tomei.
All right.
Joe Pesci. Here we go.
Ralph Macchio.
Machio.
Yeah.
Pistachio. That's what
How do we watch it?
I'll get you guys hooked up.
All right.
And
Joseph,
also,
bringing the game.
Okay, Justin.
Woo!
Did you ever watch The Munsters?
Nope.
Ah, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay,
Yeah.
we won't
He's got a
spoil.
very distinct voice.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, this will be a good one. What year was it, Joe?
1992.
92. The two Utes.
Yeah, I'm excited enough on this one. I may watch it tonight.
All right. You've heard it, people. Watch My Cousin Vinny and join us.
And if you want to stream it online, it's on HBO Max.
HBO Max.
I think we covered it, didn't we?
I think so.
Joe, take her home.
All right. So for all of our show notes and information, be sure to visit our website at beentherewatchthat.com. And be sure to follow us on social media at BTWT Pod. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast, Been There, Watch That. We're on all the major platforms, and all of our episodes are hosted by Anchor.fm.
Nice.
We have a running fan pick list that we choose from. We've done some titles such as Throw Mama from a Train, Princess Bride, and The Usual Suspects. Those were all ones that we went down that list and said, let's try this out. So if anybody wants to send out some recommendations.
Yes, please send us
a
your
lot of movies out there we've never heard of and you might think are worth reviewing. So
or you really want to mess with us and go, hey guys, watch this one. Now, again, full disclaimer to the knuckleheads that think like me and go, hey, watch this. I'm going to really mess with them and send in like My Little Pony. Yeah, we don't add those to the list. Sorry.
I think, just the fact that you say that makes me think somebody somewhere is going, daggone it.
Yeah. So it's one of those, I want to get mad and be like the old man, get off my yard. I want to be like, you can't do that. That's not funny. And then in the back of my mind is like, really? You would do the exact same thing. In fact, you've done the exact same thing. So don't, I can't I'd be a hypocrite if I go, you can't do that. That's not funny. I'm going, yeah, it's pretty funny. I get it. I appreciate it. But so it's not going to make it on the list.
That's funny. Yeah. All right. Well, for myself, Joe and Justin, been there, watched that. We have been there, and we've watched that.
Yes. And
now we're going to watch some more. We're going to watch Two Utes.
Yeah, exactly.
Justin, did you figure out what that is yet?
Uh-uh.
All right, anyway, you'll recognize
it. Yeah, we won't spoil it for you.
Two Utes. When you hear it now, you'll be like, aha!
Yeah. Yeah, that is the phrase that the movie is famous for, just Two Utes.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, all right, well, for everybody out there in listening land, we'll be back next week. My cousin Vinny joining myself, Joe, and Justin for another great week of Been There, Watch That. We'll see you next week.